Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the weather and lifestyle news show. And of course, have a blessed Thanksgiving. This is the day before Thanksgiving. Can you smell turkey yet? I can. I got over a 20 pounder to go in my oven tomorrow. I'm going to get it all stuffed tonight with all the good stuff in it. And thank goodness we found one. We were looking for turkeys yesterday. I don't even want to tell you what I paid. I didn't give me a butterball. No, no butterballs. There were none left. So I'm gonna have to figure my butterball out. I'm just gonna throw lots of butter in it. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving, and we will not be here tomorrow. Uh, boy, I have got boy sick family. Just about everyone for Thanksgiving tomorrow is going to be sick. I guess we're all going to be sick and coughing at each other at the table. No use distancing. We might as well hold hands and swap the spit. Yeah. Mm, uh, wow. Susan, it's something because even my youngest granddaughter is coughing. But on the next show, this is the lifestyle news, and next hour will be the news. And I got a little surprise for you. Brought almost brought tears to my eyes because I'm very patriotic, and my family knows so. And my granddaughter came in, and she was all excited to see me, and she put her hand like this, and I said, "Well, what's that for?" I said, "You love Grandma that much?" And because I always say, I love you, and I thought that's what she was going to do. No, she recited the Pledge of Allegiance to me at 5 years old. She just turned five, folks, and she did all the way through perfect. And I just sat there, and my daughter was smiling behind her, and I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. How wonderful. How many kids at 5 years old really wants to be that patriotic for their grandma? Not many. So I'm not going to have her on camera, but and hopefully she's not too shy to come in so you guys can hear her recite the Pledge of Allegiance for you guys in the next hour. Wow. Um, so I'm overwhelmed. Something that little gets me all excited. Yeah, this is the first grandchild. Now my grandson, he did to bring a tear to my eye, and it's not patriotic. My granddaughter, when she was very little, she at Halloween she wanted to be a unicorn, so we got her a unicorn costume, and it had a little unicorn head and had it like a little jacket that zipped up in the front and had the pants. Well, when my grandson was old enough and fit in it, he would love to wear the jacket and sometimes the unicorn head. Well, I was doing, I think one of my show. No, it wasn't even my shows. It was when I was doing games, and he came up and I had my back to him, and he tapped on my shoulder, and I turned around, and he had the jacket, the unicorn head on, and nothing on but a diaper and cowboy boots, and then he flashed me, laughed, and ran away. And I mean, I sat there for a second, and I thought, okay, and then I laughed till I cried. Um, my kids do the darndest things. My granddaughter, she told me when I was getting ready for one of my game shows, um, I look really good for 94. Uh, kids say the darndest thing. Kids say the darndest things. Yeah, they do. And that's what Thanksgiving for us is all about. When me and my family would get together, we would swap these funny stories of all the funny things that we all did. I don't think they have one on me yet. 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 I bet they could find something now with all my shows. But everybody has done something kind of silly. And so we swap those stories at Thanksgiving. And I hope you guys do too. It isn't about talking politics this year because this is the year we all get to be together and we all get to hold hands. We get to say prayers. We're not distanced. We're not told, oh, you didn't have the pandemic thing done, so you don't get to come. No, it's going to be like the first Thanksgiving. And, you know, be proud and loving and enjoy every second of it this year. Enjoy that older grandma, grandpa, aunts and uncles that are getting up there in the years. This could be the last. Enjoy it, folks. Of course, tell them about my show, but for the most part, it's the first Thanksgiving, once again, for all of us in America. And make it worthwhile, make it special. And you know what? Film it. Film it. The first Thanksgiving back together again, that we can actually enjoy each other once again. Forget the politics, folks. Everybody says, oh, talk about politics. No, no, let's not do that this year. How about you enjoy your family and how loving and being with them once again? All right. Weather. Oh boy, it's raining here. I'm loving it. Even though it messes with my allergies, um, I'm loving every bit of it. So is my plants. Um, but I don't mind the rain. I love the rain. We need it here in Arkansas. And we've been under a little bit of a drought. So we welcome all the rain that there is. All right. Boy, the weather, we got snow, and there is so much snow going across. Not I don't know. I didn't ask William if he got any, but it's going across Montana, Wyoming, and moving across. Now there was supposed to be some down in Texas, but I haven't heard yet. Um, so let's bring in our weather lady. There you go. You can see the snow and more rain you see off the west coast. So more is coming. It has been rain front after rain front after rain front that has been moving through. We do need this, folks. California needs it. We don't need the floods, but we need the rain. So, all right, here we go.
Well, it's the day before Thanksgiving and there's lots to do. So let's take a look at the national forecast. Into the east, it's looking pretty good. Mild temperatures, and we don't have much rain in the forecast. Some areas you'll see some showers down through the southeast. Otherwise, you're looking pretty good. Now, through the middle of the country, more of the same. A few of you will have some scattered showers, especially down through the Texas area. Out to the west, there's that area of snow through the high plains and parts of the Rockies. Now, going into Thanksgiving, the picture changes for some of you. Out to the west, that area of snow dissipates and high pressure will be in control. There's a look at temperatures in the Rockies. They'll be in the 40s along the coast. You're looking at very mild air. All that rain develops down through the south. So from Texas all the way into the Missouri Valley and into parts of the Ohio Valley on Thursday, you will have rain and heavy rain. To the east, you stay dry on Turkey Day.
Oh, so looky there. And normally when we get the cold front hitting the warm fronts, we get bad weather at this time. But it's been pretty mild. I'm going to have to say, through the spring and summer and then into fall. Tornado season was very light here and through the south. Now we did have some problems, but it's not. We had 52 tornadoes hit the state one year. It was the one where it's an old clip, and sometimes the Weather Channel shows it, of a baby that was found in the tree, and the firefighter pulled it down from the tree. That happened here, and that was during the night that we had 52 tornadoes that went through our state. It was like hit and miss. Um, I mean, it was above me, it was below me, it was next to us. Uh, I was just waiting, and I think that's the year that I definitely was was looking for cover. Um, and normally I call my sister Beth. She's the only one I call, and I let her know I'm going into the closet, and this is where I'll be. And then that way the family can call her to find out, and not everybody's tying up my phones. Did you know that California didn't have much in the way of wild? No, they did not. And they didn't claim Santa Ana winds for Northern California either. Did you notice that? It was windy, but they didn't call them Santa Ana winds because people like me call them out on it. Santa Ana winds are in Southern California. It's never been up there. And we never seen wildfires up in uh, the northern part of uh, uh, California ever. I mean, when Paradise burned, I was like, oh my God, how'd that happen? And it was so hot. And then I had friends that lost their houses in the middle of it. And it was like, something isn't right here. And then all of a sudden it stopped. And then they blamed PG&E for it. But guess what? Half of those fires were set by Antifa. I don't know if anybody knew that. Half of those fires in Northern California were set by Antifa. Did any of them go to jail? No, no. And I don't want to spend, boy, I'm wasting time here. You guys don't want to hear about the wells, do you? um, and definitely don't want to hear about the latest on the earthquakes. Oh my goodness. The earthquakes are just really blowing me away. It disappeared. They had what looked like an explosion uh, at the southern part of Russia today. It was yellow. Yellow usually means an explosion. It wasn't very deep. Now it's gone. I hate it when they do that because I set this up sometimes an hour before the show and sometimes it's just a few minutes. Well, I set this up not even 30 minutes ago, and an explosion in Russia showed up. Now it's gone. Um, Let me. I'll show you guys. It was. I wish I could remember the name of it. Kamchinsky, Russia. Is we normally get it's that where the two come together where it goes across to the Aleutian Islands in Alaska. Now get this. I went and looked at the volcanoes, and what the volcano showed was now, along with Mauna Loa in Hawaii that's under watch, there are all three volcanoes in Alaska along the chain of islands is under a watch. And I'm like, mm. Now we had another 7.0. We had a few sixes. Um, there's recently been another one that is in New Zealand. That was a 5.1. Um, so let me show you here what we got. Now it just seems really weird. They're all kind of equally spaced, except for in South America and California. The rest of them are pretty much spaced out. Um, Now we had one over here, which is odd in the mid Indian Ridge. That was a 4.9. Uh, then we had one in Bam Bang. Boy, I like the name of this. Bam Bang Glipiro, Indonesia of a 4.5. I don't think we've ever had one mentioned on the show here. Then, of course, the recent one, New Zealand. We can't forget about Kermadec Island of 5.1. Then you go up towards Japan, and I seen this at a 5.9 earlier for Katsura, Japan. Now, it was real deep. So I don't think it really shook them as much. But then we had a cluster up on the islands, the Aleutian Islands at 2.9. Then we had another one of 2.7. Then a cluster of them around Karluk, Alaska, which we haven't heard much of. Um, let's see, and then we had another cluster up around what they call Houston, Alaska, of the threes. There was twos and threes. Central Alaska, 2.6. Now, here's the chain of off the west coast. Well, Octillo, California, 2.6. Sears Valley, 2.5. Then we had Mena, Nevada, which we haven't heard from in a long time. They had a big earthquake there and then it got quiet. Well, now we got another little one. And then right off of it is Rachel, Nevada of 2.9. Quite a few, and they say Western Texas, a 2.7 and a 3.2. Then down towards Guatemala was a 4.1 and a 4.8. Then when we get down into to southern Peru, a 4.5. Then we had Bolivia, which is odd, a 4.5. Big one down in Chile that I had as a 5.3 earlier. They got it to 5.0. I love how they changed this. Now, up on the Norwegian Sea, the mid-Atlantic was a 5.1. And then, of course, we've seen a 6.1 and Zeiss, Turkey. And it was huge. Um, I believe, let me see if this is what I got here. Okay, it is. Hold on.
A magnitude
Um, and they made a big thing about it on the Weather Channel. So uh, here we go.
6.1 earthquake hit northwest Turkey and injured dozens of people. The quake was felt across several towns and damaged some buildings. Most of the injuries happened as people fled their homes in a panic since the quake struck overnight while most were asleep. Some people reportedly leapt from upper floors and balconies in a rush to get outside as the ground shook. More than 17,000 people were killed by two powerful earthquakes that hit the same area of Turkey back in 1999. Many buildings were strengthened following the 1999 earthquakes, helping to keep damage from this one at bay.
So they made the thing about this, they made a big deal out of it and then they showed no damage. Well, because they strengthened their buildings. They're not crumbling like they used to. Uh, and happy Thanksgiving to you, Mr. Wolf. Good to see you. He's our favorite wolf. Yeah. I don't know if you women, if you haven't seen his picture, he's handsome. You're not single, are you? I think you're taken. If not, you're taken by all the kids. I see him hugging his kids all the time. Uh, but he's a good looking man. I keep saying that, so I don't know. Maybe Wolf. Maybe I just think you're a good looking man. That's all. Single. Oh, women. He's available. Oh yeah. If you knew what he looked like. Yep. Mm-hmm. I might get you a date for at least Christmas. I don't know. So he's he's gonna send me a thing. Quit telling people I'm single. I think you are. I think you're a good looking man. I mean, I just don't say that about all the men I know. I know quite a few, um, and I don't always say they're all good looking. No, I've known a few fugly ones. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I've had a few show up at my doorstep that are fugly. And how do you handle that one? You just can't just shut the door. You got to invite them in and humor them for a couple hours, and then say, "Ah, time to change the phone number." Yeah, or give it to your daughter. There you go. And they switch phones with your daughter. Then that works. But no, everyone, he is a good-looking man. All right, so we have uh, abused pit bull found with zip tied genitals in Georgia. Um, this was found on the side of the road. Um, and the dog had been named Nelson and required a surgery because of how bad it was. Um, and he was injured so badly, it concerned residents found the 3-year-old pooch about 10 minutes from Jackson County Animal Control Center. Um, you, you can't even, you, I can't even wrap my mind around it. I can't even think about someone that could do this. I mean, I know you get mad at when dogs do bad things, but you don't go that far and then throw them on the side of the road. I, I, I mean, or someone that throws puppies into a lake. I just can't. I can't wrap my mind around that. And he's a cute little pooch. He's got the eyes like my dog does, and there he is. And he made it through, and he's doing okay. Um, uh, and then the lady that found him said that she just sat on the floor and just cried after finding him of how bad and the condition he was in. And it's just sad. Um, if you don't want the dog, just go. And if there's no room at the inn, then, put it in a box, secure the box, make sure there's holes in it, and just leave it on their doorstep. They have to deal with it. It might be a kill shelter, but at least they've got to be able to help the dog, or um, even a really good known vet that helps find homes for dogs that need homes. Do the same thing, folks. Don't just throw them in the lake or do what this person did and zip tie and choke it off and then throw it on the side of the road. What's the purpose of that? I don't know. Guess what's tomorrow? Oh boy. Um, yeah, I know you guys know what tomorrow is. It's Thanksgiving, but what happened? Um, um, 1924. What happened in 1924 on the early morning in New York? Well, what was it? The Macy's Day Parade. Now, I thought they were going to stop this. I figured the woke would say, oh, no, you ain't going to do that. We're going to ruin it. But they haven't yet. So enjoy it. Now, they didn't start showcasing the giant balloons, according to Macy, until 1927. Now I watch it with my kids. I mean, every year. It's the first thing that I get in there. I turn it on. I turn the computer on where it's got the better cameras, and my kids love it. I mean, my granddaughter, she was like, after I got to see my other granddaughter tell me the pledge, the other one was like, you know what's on tomorrow? And I said, oh yeah, I know what's on tomorrow. And she says, we're going to be here early because mom won't watch it, but you will. I said, well, your mom, I watched it with her every year. Yeah, she don't want to watch it. So tomorrow, Macy's Day Parade, and since 1924, almost 100 years, folks, almost. Uh, our 2024 will be 100 years. Can you imagine if it's still going on, the celebration that will happen? Um, all right. Now we've got not only we got crab fishermen that is now in California. I think this is happening off both coasts. That we are bound and determined to save the whales, and I'm big for that. I'm a big save the whale person, and so crab fishing in California is halted. Um, it may go up for Dungeness crabs. Usually on the west coast, it's Dungeness, and then I think the blue crab or the other crab on the east coast. Now, everyone says that, or snow crab, I believe, is on the west coast. Um, Now, when I seen Dungeness crabs, I thought, because I was in Eureka and I was like, well, these things are just ugly. And then someone said, oh, well, you'd like the East Coast. Well, then I got to look at the East Coast crabs and I went, they're still ugly. But I don't like fish and I don't like crab. But we have that going on, and not only that, um, lobster. So we not only have crab that's going to be put to a stop, but the lobster. Um, I got to pull this up. Um, is basically taking effect until 2024 for both lobster and crab to be able to conserve and save the whales. Now there was 5 babies born. I'm not sure if I remember to do it yesterday, but there was 5 baby whales that's been born in the last few months to whales. So we're seeing the increase happening. Now, what can Maine lobster? You think that's the best? Yeah, just well, I'm gonna before yeah, Maine lobster. Do you think that's better? Have you had Dungeness? Yeah, my kids used to go down. Um, when we lived in Eureka, we were about 3 blocks from the bay. So they would go down and they would get them and bring it up and they would want to boil them up. I'm like, no, I'm not doing I'm not doing that for dinner. I don't like them. And they're like, eat a pot pie. You like pot pies? I was like, well, yeah, I know I like pot pies, but I was thinking something way better for dinner, not crab and pot pies. The same thing my mom would do when she'd fix liver and onions. There's pot pies in the freezer. Well, yeah, I know I like pot pies, but Dad always felt sorry and he went and got us Lou's Burgers. If you live in North Highlands, you know what Lou's Burgers is. So, um, so they are better. I'll have to ask the family. They're the ones that eat the crab. So I'm not big on that. Lobster is the other one. Um, the lobster fishing, big restrictions to the point where they are going to delay both for crabs and lobster. You know, the only thing that does, and the crab and lobster guys ought to be very happy for this, is it's going to build up the amount that's there. And the medium size or big ones are only going to get bigger. I think we're going to see some huge lobster and crab in a couple years, and I think it's really going to surprise these fishermen. The only thing it does is it's going to put a lot of fishing vessels out of work. And see, I'm almost, you know, when you hear that and you hear of everything that the government's trying to do to close down our food industry, you almost wonder, are they doing it just to stop the fishing industry, or is this for real and we're going to save some whales? Uh, so I made a call out to some friends out in um, California, and I asked them, and I said, is it to hurt the fishing industry or is it to save the whales? And they said it was basically to save the whales because the whales are swimming in abundance with the dolphins. So, all right, I need to move along. Uh, now, uh, Texas, they've been having a problem with um, um, loggerhead turtles. Now they keep stranding themselves near Corpus Christi. Now, to me, if turtles or any type of fish keep stranding itself, usually they're sick. I don't know if because the whales and the dolphins that do that and they push them back out, eventually they end up stranded again, the same ones. It's almost like a suicide. Now, so I was wondering about these turtles, but they are sick. And so the Texas State Aquarium facility, they have decided to rehab these stranded turtles along Corpus Christi. And what they found out, if they get them in time, let me give you an idea of what these things look like. They're big. Um, if they get them in time and get them into these enclosures and they separate them out just like you've seen, I don't know if you've seen the picture that they're kind of separated in their own little caves, oh boy. Um, they are able to nurse them back and make them healthier than they've ever been. And then they have put them back out to sea. And they're finding less and less are starting to strand themselves on Corpus Christi. Each year it's beginning to drop in the numbers. And so they said there must be something going on really good. The other thing is the amount of turtle eggs that they're finding, not on Corpus Christi Beach, but other beaches. And so it looks like they have kind of moved away, but you know, we're just going to have to see. Um, Thanksgiving, oh boy, let's see if um, oh, the, I almost forgot about this one. There was a foot found in Yellowstone Springs. Um, and this was back in August. And the park officials had been saying that this foot had been floating around in the hot spring in August. And so they went ahead and got out and they've been trying to find out whose foot this is. Maybe if someone fell in. And they identified this guy as um, it belongs to, and it says Hunbro. He is a 70-year-old man from Los Angeles, and they identified him using DNA, and they notified his family. And they said the foot was found in August in a hot springs at the West Thumb Geyser, and which is about 53 feet deep, and it reaches temperatures of 140 degrees. The investigation, they said, determined the best of their knowledge that that an unwitnessed incident involving an individual that happened on the morning of July 31st. And no foul play occurred, according to park officials. It based on lack of evidence, though. And so Roe has remained unknown, and they've had this foot. And so this is the first death linked to a hot springs at Yellowstone since a 23-year-old man slipped and fell into the Norris Geyser in 2016. So they did notify the family and asked him if they wanted his foot back. It didn't say whether or not, it didn't say whether they said yes or no. I don't know. Do you want your foot back or what? I think I would just tell the park, well, I don't know, maybe leave it there to warn people. I don't know. Do you want the foot back? I mean, if he passed away and everybody knows it, do you really want the foot back? I don't know about that. All right. So Thanksgiving. Um, uh, there is so many Thanksgiving emergencies like, oh, how long do I cook the turkey for? What temperature? Is it more with stuffed or unstuffed? Uh, is it how to thaw a turkey? Well, they're saying the best way to thaw a turkey, and they say it does it fast, is in cold water. Um, the cold water will thaw the turkey around 30 minutes per pound. I don't know if you knew that one. Um, don't forget to scrub down any surfaces or utensils used to defrost the turkey. The bird is thawed. Now what? Um, the fastest way, they say if you split your turkey down the center and just lay it out, if you're not going to stuff it, is the best and the quickest way to cook it. And now another thing they say is don't baste it. I was like, what? My mama was in our turkey every like 10 minutes basting it, and it always was juicy. Um, they say it does cut me if you do it, it tends to make a dry turkey. So if you keep getting a dry turkey and you're basting, try not doing it this year. Um, let's see. Uh, uh, Now, if they say 325, 350, that's up to you. Now, I thought maybe they'd have the times on here, but I guess not. Uh, uh, well, I'm not going to spend too much time looking for times. Um, but usually I think it's now when I look mine up, it said if it was uh, 10 to 15 pounds, it would be 3 to 3.5 hours. Now, since mine's over 20, for 20 pounds, it was going to run me 4 to 5 hours. And that's stuffed. This is stuffed times. So, do you stuff or not stuff, Susan, if you're still in here? I know everybody's so busy that they're probably not many going to watch today. But boy, William's got some really good info coming up on the next show. Uh, so, do you stuff or not to stuff? Well, what about some Thanksgiving puns? I didn't care much for the knock knock stuff, but I found some stuff here um, that I think you guys are gonna like. So, what do turkeys hate in the kitchen on Thanksgiving? It smells foul. What do you call gossiping with a turkey at the table? A side dish. Who didn't have any friends at Friendsgiving? The turkey. His friends never showed up. What do you get when you cross a turkey with a ghost? A poultrygeist. I almost named it our show Poultrygeist today. I've got a kick out of that one. What does a turkey think about the holidays? They're about family time, and after that, it's all about the gravy. I said, no, it's all about the stuffing. Or do you call it stuffing or dressing? All right. What sound does a limping turkey make? Wobble wobble. Uh, why do turkey? What do turkeys do on Sunday? They have picnics. Yep, they have picnics. Why didn't the turkey want dessert? He was stuffed, of course. There ain't no room for pie inside a turkey when you put a bunch of uh, dressing or stuffing in it. Now, the other thing, be sure to get the innards out. You know, those little bag full of, yeah, my daughter, she wanted to impress us one year. And we went over there and we're pulling the stuffing out. And I was like, what is this? And lo and behold, she didn't take the bag out. And she goes, well, I didn't even know that was in there. I go, you didn't see it? No. Did you check the other side for the other bag? Oh, there's more? Yeah. Uh-huh. No, she didn't. She cooked that in there too. Oh yeah. Be sure to take those bags out. The gizzards and the lizards and the gizzards, lizards, and whatever neck and who eats that stuff? I don't know. Some people want you to throw it in the stuffing. No, no liver in the stuffing. I thought I was going to do good today. So, what sound does a turkey's phone make? Wing, wing, wing. Yeah, wing, wing, wing. Yeah, that's the turkey phone. What was the turkey um, thankful for on Thanksgiving? He was very thankful for vegetarians, of course. What do turkeys love? Why do turkeys love rainy days? They love foul weather. Why do turkeys gobble? Because they never learn table manners. What's a popular Thanksgiving dance? The turkey trot, of course. Boy, I hope you guys use some of these. You might have to go back through and listen to them. What do you, when do you serve rubber turkey? For Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. What do you call a running turkey? Fast food. Yep. I know you guys knew that one. What did the turkey say to the computer? Oh, you guys are going to love this one. Yeah, come on. I know you guys know it. Uh, what did the turkey say to the computer? Google, Google. Oh, yeah, laugh at that one. Who is not hungry at Thanksgiving? The turkey because he's already stuffed. Yeah, no pie in him, and no other. He can't fit nothing else in there. But how does he eat if he ain't got a head? First, you got to get the neck out of the center of it. Not like my daughter that cooked his neck up in the middle of the stuffing. Uh, oh boy. If you call a large turkey a gobbler, what do you call a small one? A goblet. Yes. Why was the turkey arrested? I know you guys know this one. The police suspected foul play. Why shouldn't you sit next to a turkey at dinner? Because he will gobble up your plate. Um, isn't that cannibalistic? Turkey to eat turkey? I don't know. I know my birds seem to like squawk more on Thanksgiving than any other time. My bird is still alive, folks. For those that heard yesterday, he was at the bottom of the cage. Oh, he's at the top of the cage and he was chirping away this morning, got on his swing and sang real pretty and gave me dirty looks. Every time I came by the cage, he's like, wah, 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 at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought you were dying. And he squawked again at me. So I gave him like birdie treats and tried to, you know, uh, say I was sorry. He hasn't been at the bottom of the cage today. I don't know. The bird is, I don't know. Why do I get the weird ones? Why can't I just get a normal parakeet that sings really pretty and mocks everything you say? No, I get the weird ones. All right. What happened to the turkey that got in a fight? He got the stuffing knocked out of him. Then he had room for pie. Ah, all right, folks. That is it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful and a blessed Thanksgiving. Like I said, we won't be here tomorrow. My dinner is going to be right about 2, 3 o'clock. Um, Everybody wanted me to do mine early because they got, you know how they got dates with the other in-law thing. Um, I'd like to go to the other in-laws and see what they got cooking, and maybe they got better food, and then I won't have to cook at all. But you know what? They never invite me, well, and because I'm an in-law, I'm a fun in-law though. I'm probably one of the best in-laws you could get. And I'm funny at the dinner table. I have a blast. Um, I bump elbows. I do the whole elbow thing. I put my elbows on the table. I do all kinds of horrible things. Maybe that's why I never get invites to the in-laws. I get everywhere else, but never to the in-laws. And I'm like, well, why can't I told my daughter, why can't I go? And they're like, well, for one, they don't like you. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's true. I don't like them either. And then now she's got a new beau. Well, beau, if you don't know what a beau is, it's an old fashioned word for a boyfriend. And I don't even know. She hadn't even mentioned it. And, I think my kids don't invite me because they're afraid of what I'll say. I'm very blunt, but I'm fun. Ask everybody that's ever come around me and had dinner with me. They think I'm a blast. So, all right. So come back for the next show here in about 15 minutes. A full report on the shootings. There was one in Philly. Susan, did you hear one about I think it was close to a school in Philly, another mass shooting. Um, and then, of course, the Walmart. I got lots of details on that. Um, Boy, I've been getting hit text messages all since late last night. I heard about the shooting probably about 10, 15 minutes after it started. I mean, instant. And so I had I was watching my phone really close and then got a pretty good update today. So come on back. And then me and William's got a lot to say today. I was talking to him on the phone and I just listened. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be good. And so come on back in about 15 minutes. And for me and William in the World War III report, it's only going to be, we're going to try to cut it real short to an hour. I have a house full um, of people. I keep telling them, going, shh, shh, shh. Now, hopefully, my granddaughter is still awake, and I would like you to come back, and hopefully, she'll do it for us. But it's cute. It's very cute. I cannot show her on camera. It's YouTube will not let me show a child, so you guys will hear her but not see her. Um, I don't even know if I have a cute picture of her that I could put up, but come on back and listen to her. I think you'll be amazed. So, with that, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the bell, so you can come on back and tell family and friends tomorrow that you see to come and try our show out. It's I think it's a southern twist to the news, and it's stuff you never hear about on regular shows. So subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell over in Facebook, hit the follow and the like, and share us. Definitely share us. And we will be back Friday, I promise. I will be here Friday and for another show. And then we will have, I'm thinking, some turkey trivia because I didn't get to do it last week, and I've had turkey trivia all ready for you guys. So come on back, and we'll do some turkey stuff on Friday too, and a Black Friday. Oh, this is going to be fun. So with that, folks, we will see you all soon. So come on back in a few minutes and for the news, the world news, and World War III report. God bless and have a wonderful time with your family tomorrow. And give them a hug for me.